Okay, we are going to be looking at circle theories. So we'll start with theory 1. And theory 1 states that a straight line drawn from the center of a circle to bisect a chord. A chord is any line from one part of the circumference to the other. So this is a chord which is not a diameter. So when you are dealing with a chord that is not a diameter, it's going to form angle 90. So if we have, this is the center of the circle, from here is going to bisect it into two equal parts. So 90 is formed here, 90 is formed here, making it angle on a straight line, which is 180. So angle AMO is equals to BMO, which is equals to 90 degrees, which you know. So we are going to be using it. Here is the radius. So what this theory is talking about, that when you have a chord, and from any point here on the center of the circle to the chord is going to bisect it. You can see that you have to bisect a chord. So we have 3 questions under theory 1. A chord of a circle. So number 1. So I love drawing it. We have a chord of a circle. So this is the center of the circle. A chord is formed here. Then we have, let's complete it with the triangle here. A chord of a circle is 12 cm. So the chord is 12 cm long. The radius of the circle is 10. Here is 10. Here is also 10. Calculate the distance of midpoint of the chord from the center of the circle. From this center of the circle here is what we are looking for. So let's call it x. You can see from here we have 2 right angle triangle. Let's pick this one. So it goes like this. Here is x, here is 10. Then remember, he said that it's going to bisect. So half of this from here to here is 12. So once this line comes here, it's going to bisect this 12. And it's divided into 2. So 12 divided by 2 is 6. So here is 6. Using Pythagoras theory, so the hypotenuse is the side opposite this 90 degrees. We have 10 squared is equals to x squared plus 6 squared. 10 squared is 100 is equal to x squared plus 6 squared is 36. You collect like terms. 100 minus 36 is equals to x squared. So 100 minus 36 will give us 64 is equals to x squared. And when square goes here, it's square root. So square root of 64 will give us, so therefore, our x is equals to 8 cm. And that is the answer. Then we have number 2 there. We have the distance of a chord of radius. So we have this. So this is the center. The distance of a chord of radius. So here is 5. Here is 5. From the center of the circle is 4 cm. From this center means it's 4 cm. So we are told to calculate the length of the chord. So let us pick this, one of these right angle triangle here. Let's call here x. Remember, if here is x, here is also x, which is the total length of the chord. So we have x here, we have 4 here, we have 5. Still using Pythagoras theory, the hypotenuse is 5. So we have 5 squared is equals to x squared plus 4 squared. 5 squared is 25 is equals to x squared plus 16. Collect like terms. 25 minus 16 is equals to x squared. So 25 minus 16 should give us 9 is equals to x squared. When square goes here is square root. Therefore, our x is equals to 3 cm. And that is how to get the answer of this. So we go to the third question. The third question here is a chord of length 24 cm. This is the chord. This is the center of the circle. A chord of length. So the length of the chord from here to here was given to us as 24. Is 13 cm from the. So from here to here is 13. We are looking for the radius. We are told to calculate the radius of the circle. So let's pick one of this right angle triangle. So half of 24 is 12. Remember, this line will bisect any value that is here. First of all, going by this one, 3 cm, remember that we are told to calculate the length of the chord. So the length of the chord is not 3 cm. It's supposed to be 3 times 2, which is 6 cm. Because from here to here is 3, from here to here is also 3, making it 6. Remember, when we bisect 6 by 2, it's going to give us 3. So the answer is 6 cm. So take note of that. When you're looking for the length of the chord in that number 2, make sure that when you get any length here of the first part, you multiply by 2, which is like, will give you the total length of the chord. So the length of the chord in that number 2 is equals to 6 cm. So take note of that. So let's go to this. This one is 13. This is r. So this is hypotenuse. R square is equals to 13 square plus 12 square. R square is equals to 13 square is 169 plus 144. R square will give us 313. R is equal to square root of 313, which will give us 17.9 cm approximately. So, and that is how we are able to get this question here. So that is theory 1. Theory 1 is very fundamental because it's going to help you to understand other theories we are still going to meet. Thank you and see you.